Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be a little bit of a different video. We've been thinking about it for a while, and we want to do a fridge in here and maybe a little bit of storage, because it's cleaned out now because we're doing this. But usually we get a whole bunch of crap built up in the back of the Jeep, between tow strap bags, recovery gear, air compressor, all that stuff. It gets cluttered. So what we kind of want to do was get a nice fridge slide installed in here, maybe do a drawer system, something to keep a little bit more organized. And so to do that, there's many different things you can do. There's a great system made by Goose Gear. They make an entire floor platform that's got the pre-drilled holes and everything. You can just snap it in, put it together, but it's expensive, like really expensive. So I started looking online, trying to get ideas. And what we came across was a few people have done the same thing, and what they've done is they've removed this along with all their tie downs. There's 6 tie down locations here. They pulled that all out and they've cut plywood to fit, and either they've wrapped it in carpet or they've painted it black or done whatever, or just left it plain. And that would allow us to easily mount in a fridge and a slide and some sort of a drawer system. I'm actually leaning towards kind of Milwaukee's pack-out system, because it's got the pre-made base that you can screw down to the plywood, and then depending on what you're doing, you can put in your stackable toolboxes, interchange them, take them out, and whatnot. So today I'm going to kind of show you how I'm going to do that, and how we're actually also going to retain the storage tray that's underneath the floor. So we're going to put some sort of an access panel in here that you can still get into it, so it's not wasted space. So let's get started on doing it, and thanks for watching. So I hope you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. It's a little bit hard to film this by yourself, but the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to lift up your tray lid here, and you're just going to pull it back towards you and slide it right out. So as you can see here, once you have that set aside, literally now you've got the open floor. The only thing that has to come off are these 2 side panels. And to do that is really easy, actually. Take a pry bar or flathead screwdriver, if you can do it with your fingers even. Just get underneath the clip. Just pop those black plastic tabs up. Okay, just go around, do it on all of them. There's 6 in total. The 2 to the furthest, to the back, are facing actually backwards. So don't try to pry it from the front, pry it from the back. They'll pop out, no problem. Okay, so Jeep's made it really easy for you to do this. You've got your Jeep kit, right? Your tool kit that it comes with. Literally, you've got everything you need. And use this. You can just go ahead and take all 6 of these out. These will pop right out. Make sure to retain these. You don't want to lose them, and you will be reusing these bolts. Okay, so one by one, you're just going to undo these guys. I'm going to just back them all off right now. And to save a little bit of time for you guys, I'm not going to show you me taking them all off one by one, because it's going to take a little bit here. But we'll come right back once I get these pulled off, and we'll show you the pre-cut piece of plywood that I've already purchased and painted and cut down and everything. Okay, so we've gone ahead and we've taken out all 6 bolts and tie downs. So you're going to be left with 6 of these guys. Okay, so there's your tie down and your factory bolt. Now take note on how long that factory bolt is. It's going to allow you to use, I'm using 1/2 inch good one side plywood. You could probably go thicker, but I think 1/2 inch is going to be durable enough for what we need to secure it to, and what we're securing to it. So I went with 1/2 inch. You can go with what you want to go with. Multiple different things you can do with this, but it's going to work. So now pull these, like I said, perfectly come out like that. We'll set those aside for now. So we're going to cut. I'm going to do that, and then yeah, I'll show you guys how I cut the plywood and how we're going to line it up and get those screws in. Okay, so now that you've got your factory bolts unthreaded, you've got your tie downs that came with the bolt threaded through them, go ahead and remove the bolts from the tie downs themselves. Okay, because what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the bolt and you're going to want to put them back in the holes and re-thread them. Okay, so re-thread them almost down right to the bottom. And the reason you're going to do this is because it's going to make it really easy for you to line up your plywood and cut the holes by doing this. And the way you're going to do that is, and you can do this a couple different ways. I'm actually borrowing this off of another YouTuber that I watched, and honestly I can't remember who it was, so I'm sorry I can't give you credit for it, but it was your idea. And if you happen to watch the video, throw that down in the comments. Tell me who you are again, because I forget. I'm so sorry. But you're going to put a little bit of either blue thread locker, or if you have something like a paint pen or something like that, anything that's liquid that's going to transfer. So what you're going to do is you're just going to put a little bit around each one of these and then place your plywood over top of it, and that will transfer the Loctite or the paint to the bottom, giving you your exact location to drill your holes out for your bolts. Cool, right? Wish I came up with the idea, but I didn't. So I'm going to get started with that, thread these back in, and I'll show you how easy it is. Okay, so before I apply the thread locker to the top of the bolts, go ahead and test fit first. Just make sure you're happy with how it fits. I didn't cut mine exactly out to, you know, fill in all these gaps perfectly. I didn't want to. I kind of want to retain the factory jack accessibility, which is under here. So I've got it cut kind of so that I can still pull this panel out to access the jack and everything else. I know there's some people that take it right to the edge and kind of fill the whole thing. And that's fine too, by all means you can do that. I didn't want to. I wanted to keep it kind of away. I wanted to keep this clean. So that's kind of how I did it. Now that we've test fitted, you can go ahead and pull the panel back out and go ahead, take your thread locker or your paint or whatever transferable liquid you are using, and again, just do a little bit around the edges. You don't want to get it inside at all, because it's just going to make a mess, and it's going to be a pain to ever put these back in if you have to. So just a little bit on the outside, that's all it takes. And try not to get any on the threads, otherwise you're going to be fighting with thread locker trying to get them back out. So let's grab our piece, try to fit this up perfectly, which I think will be not too bad. Thinking it was about there. Then you're going to want to just put it down, kind of press on where you want it. You know where the tie downs are kind of located, so that allows you to push on it. Okay, let's see what we got. Did we get them all? We got them all, guys. So pull that back out, and we'll flip that around to kind of show you. I don't know if you can see here, but we've got our thread locker lined up on there. It's a rough idea. We can now take this off, we'll wipe the bolts off, and then we'll drill our holes. Okay, so now that we have our holes drilled, and I'm going to say use caution when drilling your holes. I did not. I wasn't even thinking. I should have drilled it from the good side down, not the other way around, because I did have some chipping. I had to touch up the paint, and honestly it's not going to matter. I am going to install it this way, but I do think I might want to use some automotive upholstery and cover this, because the more I look at it now, I think it would look a little bit nicer. I can glue on some thin automotive upholstery, burn some holes through, make it look kind of more factory. And what I did here was I also taped off, it might be a little hard to see on camera, but I used black electrical tape to tape the corner at where the tub is. So I bought an access panel, and I'll show that to you now. Now this is just a simple, it's actually a plumbing access panel, something you'd use in your house for a shut-off valve or something similar. And what I'm going to do is I'm literally, and I know I'm good right there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure that out, mark it, and then I'm going to use the jigsaw to cut that hole out and put that down. Although I didn't get this off Amazon, I got it at my local hardware store. There are some really good options on Amazon, and I'm gonna put a couple links of some ideas that I had from one of the ones from Amazon, because I think it might be actually better suited for this. So what I'll do is down below in the description I will put links to those on Amazon, and you can check them out for yourself. If you want to do the same thing, you like them, you can get them right there. So let me go ahead and I'll measure this out, get it all squared away, and I'll cut this out. So I went ahead and cut the hole out for the access panel. It's going to work for me being able to get in here, but I'd kind of like to have something maybe a little different, maybe like PVC or something. And again, like I said, Amazon has a lot of different options. I'm going to put my favorite choice down below in the description, so you guys can check it out and pick one up yourselves if you're doing the same thing. But it's PVC, and it's actually like a boat inspection hole cover is what they call it. And at least that allows you to keep it neat and clean. It's got a little kind of knob that you twist and turn and lift up. Keeps it relatively flat like this one is. But again, I'm not going to secure any of this down. This is all loose right now. I was going to silicone this down, but I do think I want to cover this with some sort of automotive fabric just to kind of keep everything tight. I don't want to hear a lot of rattling around and stuff. But for now, we are done. I think it's going to work nicely with the fridge. It's going to work perfectly over here. I put the factory tie downs back in over here because for now they're not going to be in the way. When I do put the carpet on, it'll allow me to recess these a little bit nicer. Everything will lay really flat. I didn't put the factory tie downs on this side because I know I'm going to be pulling these out anyway to mount the fridge slide. I haven't fully decided on what fridge or slide I want to go with yet. But at least we're one step closer to getting that done. So far, anything I'm going to put in here, I mean, I have full access to reach down in here and get to anything I need. So for instance, generic screwdriver set with flashlight. I've got that in there. I keep a 5/8 wrench in here because a lot of the bolts are 5/8. A couple bungee cords and stuff. Emergency candles. A lot of people don't carry these, but I've actually had a need for them before, so I do. And yeah, pretty much anything else. I keep a torque wrench in here. I will be able to get it in a little bit tight of an angle, but it'll fit. So it doesn't look too bad. Again, I want to add carpet to this because, yeah, it definitely will add a more factory fit and finish look. And again, I was able to actually get everything down into my cubby with actually plenty of room to spare. But I do think it's definitely going to limit your access to stuff. You might have to pull a bunch of things out to get to it, whatnot. Yeah, again, most of the things I'm going to be storing down here I don't use often, and I'll be moving some of these things to the drawers that we're going to install on this side. And this now gives way for the fridge to be installed on this side. So I think it turned out pretty well. It'll work for what we need. Hey guys, thanks again for watching. If you found this informative and helpful, please, down below, like and subscribe. And again, hit up the comment section. We are looking for a plug-in fridge for the Jeep and a drawer system. If you guys have any experience with that and maybe want to point me in the right direction or share what your thoughts are, please, down below in the comments, put that down there. I read all the comments I get. Thanks so much again for watching. Have a good one. We'll see you on the trail.